Alright, so I've cleaned off the deck and used some compressed air and blew out the head stud holes and all that. So now I'll put the head gasket on. Dowels like so. Come on. Alright. And then we'll just put the head on there. Nope, not on.
It's gonna come towards you, so on this side.
Left?
Right there.
It's on. Okay. Alright, now it's on. There. A tip, I guess, is kind of put your fingertip in there and like so that you can lower it down onto the threads and kind of start it a little bit. There you go. Alright, so now I've got all the washers and nuts on the head studs, just finger tight, like I just ran them down with the socket. And now we need to torque down in sequence, you know, middle, middle, outside, 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 you know, in to out. We're going to do 3 stages. First we're going to do I guess 55 foot-pounds, 55, then 85, and then 105. So let's do that. going on?
In one of your videos, I want to be in one.
All right, and that's torqued. Some people like to loosen them all back up again and then retorque it, but my engine builder didn't do that the last time, so I'm not going to do it this time. So we're torqued. Put some assembly lube or oil on the places where the cam touches. When you put the cam in, you want to try and get it close to top dead center, because that's where the bottom end is. And this dowel pin right here will point towards the timing mark that goes on this timing plate on the front. So the intake cam is kind of around like 10 or 11 o'clock or so, if you were on a watch face or whatever. So we're going to try and position it around there, get it kind of close. Take my microfiber and make sure my cam journals and stuff are all nice and clean from dirt. Alright, so that's pretty much basically these valves are going to be pushed down when we tighten it up, because right now the front and the back cylinder are all the way up, so these valves need to be up. So there you go. So these marks right here, I put a little silver marker so it's easier to see, but so this is the intake side. And so it's around like 9 to 10, not 10 or 11. It's like 9:30. And this one over here is like 2:30. So anyway, that's where you want the dowel pins to kind of face in a little general direction. You can use these flat spots here to turn it a little bit with a wrench to get it exactly to top dead center. So when you put the timing belt on, it'll be all good. So these caps have marks on them, at least mine do. I know some don't, but you just kind of want them to keep them in order. Like this one says I6, and the way that you know that which way it faces is from the big cap, because this can only go on one way, and it has the numbers and letters. This is the bottom, so when you're looking at them from this side, they're upside down. So it says I1, I2, I3, and all the way down. So you just want to keep the caps orientated that way. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. And this is 6. This is 4. Three and 7. Okay. And this is tedious. So once I get these on, I'll do a time lapse, but let me explain first. I mean, I've explained it before, but basically you want to slowly tighten down little by little on these caps so that the cam goes down evenly and it's not like down on one side and loose on another, because that can snap your cam. Go. Just lube up a little bit with some oil so it slides on, doesn't rip or anything. And then we shall start tightening down our cam. So basically you just want to get everything tight so there's no loose caps. And then these valves right here are the ones that are going to be pushing, so they're going to have the most resistance. So we're going to just start torquing, not torquing, but we're going to start slowly tightening these down. Alright, so as you see here, the cam cap will be between 6.7 to 8.7 foot-pounds. So I usually do 7. So we'll do that. Alexa, what is 12 times 7?
12 multiplied by 7 equals 84.
Alright, so 84 inch-pounds. Alexa, how many inch-pounds are in 7 foot-pounds?
7 foot-pounds force is 84 inch-pounds force.
Imagine that. Okay. So now you just repeat that on the other side. Alright, so now we are going to put the backing plate on here. It has some little metal inserts that go in these grommets here. Here and there. And they're different sizes too, so can't get them mixed up. Come on, focus. There you go. Cam pulley is 10 to 14 foot-pounds. Alright guys, so basically I have the two cams lined up on their timing marks on each side. Let's see if I can show you that. Focus. So that one, and then that one, and then down here on the crank. Oops, get out of the way, strap. So now we're going to put the timing belts on. Alright, sorry. Didn't know how long it was going to take, so I stopped recording. But basically I put the bottom on first and just like pinched it down here so that it wouldn't come off the teeth, and then went around this way ever so slightly putting it on. So if you push it on too far, you won't be able to get this side on. And now my marks are all lined up, so I'm just going to slowly push it on. Alright, now a memory card ran out of space, so to take care of that. So now we've pushed it on, and now we need to rotate the engine a couple times and just make sure that the timing marks all still line up. And then once we do that, then we can undo the tensioner, let it sit in its resting place, its natural tension, hold it in place with the little Allen key, and then torque it. And that's that. Otherwise, if you tighten it, if you tension it too much, you'll get a whining timing belt. So I'm going to actually loosen the tensioner so that it puts tension on the belt as I'm turning it. So we want to do 2 rotations and then check it. So there we go. That's one. That's lined up. That's lined up. I have to use my phone to be able to see the bottom one. Yep. So now torque specs. Let's see. Timing belt tensioner between 32 to 43 foot-pounds. So we'll do, I don't know, 40, I guess. We'll do 40. And that's 40. There we go. We just want to hold this still so that it doesn't tighten the tensioner any. Okay, and that's that. The timing belt is now on. Don't forget to undo your torque on your wrench. Alright, so I put the whatever they're called, I don't know, plates, baffle plates maybe, I don't know, and torque them down to the same torque as these. Now we're going to put the lower timing cover on, and don't forget this washer that goes on the timing gear down here, and it has a bevel to it, so it's like a bowl, so the bowl faces out towards the front of the car, and you know, you can tell that these have obviously been up against that gear because it's got those marks on it. So okay, and this is the lower timing cover. Got some bolts in here. Now we can put the harmonic balancer, crank pulley, whatever you want to call it, back on. It's going to be hard to get on, so just try and get it on there as much as you can with your hand, and then you can run the bolt in there, and as you tighten, the bolt will draw the harmonic balancer in. Alright, I don't know if that's readable or not. Basically it says lubricate the bolt threads and the underside of the bolt head with ARP assembly lube, and then torque down to 325 to 345 foot-pounds. In order to do that, I bought a digital torque meter and then a 3/4 inch breaker bar. Right here, and this is an adapter to a 1/2 inch, so that's 3/4 inch. Pretty crazy. Okay. Now, I kind of need to wait for my wife to get home to torque this thing down. I'll go put it in gear and see if I can at least draw in the harmonic balancer. But in order to torque it to that high of a foot-pound, I need my wife to come and hold the brake, and then I got to lower the car so that the wheels are on the ground. That's ridiculous. Alright, well, I put it in 5th gear and the e-brake is on, so we'll see if I can draw it in. Alright. That was that. Okay.
Big gear or anything?
Yeah. Put it in 5th. Well, towards you and up. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the cat sent me.
Ready?
I named one of the black cats Shadow Claw.
Alright, I gotta reset it. Hang on.
The orange one I found, I named
Ready?
Yep. So I named them Coattail, Shadow Claw, and
Running out of leverage here. Hang on. Alright. That's 260. Alright. Ready? Alright. That's good. Take it out. So what I use here is my digital torque adapter. Had it set, I did 335.6 foot-pounds. And this is on a 3/4 inch drive. And then I have my socket that's a 1/2 inch adapter. There you go. So that's how I did mine. And my wonderful wife helped me by holding the brake and putting it in gear and stuff. So, all right. Alright, so now we're going to put on the CAS bracket. So this is the stock unit, and by no means does it, need to be replaced because it doesn't work or anything. But I got a Platinum Racing Products billet bracket here. just because it looks a lot nicer. It goes with my theme of the black and green. If I do decide to take the front cover off or whatever, it looks a little nicer, you know. Comes with bolts and washers. So yeah, if you want to get one yourself, the link is in the description below. Use code GoodeZilla and get 10% off. Okay, so it goes onto the dowels. And this is between 15 and 20 foot-pounds torque. There we go. Now it's seated all the way on that dowel. And got it set to 18 foot-pounds. Okay. Well, guys, first of all, I just want to say, if you're still watching this video, very much appreciate it. I know a lot of my videos can be pretty long and maybe to a lot of people boring, but I try to include as much detail as possible so that, you know, if someone's watching my video to try and learn how to do something, then I can give them as much information as possible. Just try to think about what would I want to know if I'm trying to do this type of stuff, you know. So anyway, basically in the heat of the moment, my battery died and then my memory card got full and I just wanted to keep going, so I basically just kept going, so I didn't really record the rest after what you've seen so far. So obviously I had to put the intake manifold back on and the turbo manifold and turbo and stuff. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It, you know, just bolts on. It is a pain in the butt, though, the intake manifold. This one's easier than the stock one, but still, you know, getting to the bolts that are underneath and having to torque them, yeah, it's just a pain in the butt. But anyway, I guess I'll try to include a little bit of driving clips here. And just look forward to more videos in the future of hopefully just driving the car around, having some fun. I'll probably do another, like, you know, overview video of everything that's been done to the car and everything like that. So pending a dyno day, excuse me, so the guy that tunes my car, Dave, over at EFI Specialties, helped me out and got it running a little better. So now it runs pretty decent. It's running a little rich, but, you know, without getting it on the dyno, we can't really fine-tune that. He took time out of his busy schedule to help me out. So the soonest time he has is beginning of May. So got a little bit of time before I get on the dyno. I know you guys want to see that video. So anyway, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more. See ya.